I don't even know where to start, because there's no clean way to tell this. No perfect beginning that explains the years of fear, the years of shame, and the suffocating silence I lived through. When my mother remarried, I was 12. I remember sitting in the front row at the small church, watching her smile like she hadn't smiled in years. I wanted to be happy for her. She had been alone for so long after my real father left. She deserved love, stability, someone who would treat her like she mattered. And I thought she'd found that. On the outside, he seemed like a good man. Polite, well-spoken. The kind of man who carried groceries for the neighbors, who shook hands firmly, who always said sir and ma'am in that practiced, old-fashioned way. But people like him, they know how to hide. They know how to wear masks so well, you forget there might be something underneath. It started small. A strange comment about how I looked grown up for my age. An accidental touch when passing by in the hallway. A hug that lingered just a second too long. The kind of things you could almost brush off. The kind of things that make you second-guess your own instincts. Years passed. I learned how to survive. I made excuses to stay out of the house. I locked my bedroom door. I wore baggy clothes, trying to disappear inside them, but no matter what I did, he always found a way to remind me that in his eyes, I was powerless. I hated myself. I hated my body for betraying me. I hated my voice for staying quiet. I hated my mind for replaying every horrible moment when I closed my eyes. I thought I'd never escape, that I would always belong to those memories. I told myself I was imagining it, because if I admitted the truth, it would mean my own home wasn't safe. But small things don't stay small. Not with men like him. The comments turned into stares. The stares turned into excuses to be near me. And then, there were the nights. I still remember the sound of his footsteps in the hallway. Slow, deliberate. The way my stomach would knot. My hands gripping the blankets so tight my knuckles hurt. The way he'd wait until my mother was working late. The way his voice would turn sickly sweet as he told me we had a special relationship, that it was our little secret. And the worst part, he made me believe it was my fault. He told me I was mature for my age, that I made him feel this way. Like a child could ever be responsible for the sickness in a grown man's mind. One night, I tried to tell my mother. I sat at the kitchen table, my voice shaking. I told her I didn't feel safe around him. She didn't believe me. Or maybe she just didn't want to. She told me I misunderstood him, that he was just showing affection. After that, I stopped trying. The silence became my prison. Then, I turned 18. I left for college. That first night in my dorm, I slept without fear for the first time in years. No footsteps in the hallway, no door creaking open, just silence, the kind that didn't feel like suffocation. But freedom didn't erase the scars. I still woke up to phantom footsteps. I still jumped when someone touched my shoulder unexpectedly. I still carried the shame. And sometimes, I smell his cologne in a crowd, and my whole body freezes. People say time heals everything, but time hasn't healed this. It's just buried it under layers of fear. I still live looking over my shoulder. I still live waiting for the next shadow to move. And even though he's not here, he's still in my head, still in my nightmares. Some wounds don't close. Some monsters never leave. And I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever feel safe again. He was a predator, a coward, a monster, hiding behind the word stepfather. I don't know if my mother will ever believe me. Maybe she still sees the mask he wore for everyone.
If you are hearing this, it means you survived something that could have broken you. And I want you to understand something very clearly. Survival itself is an act of strength. You may not feel strong right now. You may feel shattered, exhausted, or hollow inside, but you are still here. And that matters. You cannot change what happened. You cannot erase the past, but you can decide what to do with the days ahead. First, protect yourself. If the person who hurt you is still in your life, find a way to create distance. Change your number if you have to. Move if you must. Your safety is not negotiable. Second, speak when you are ready. Tell the police. Tell a lawyer. Tell someone who can help you make them face what they've done. It's not just about justice. It's about making sure they cannot do this to someone else. Third, do not carry this alone. You've already carried it for too long. Find support. A friend you can call at 2 a.m. A counselor who listens without judgment. A group of people who understand the language of your pain. And last, give yourself time. Trauma doesn't leave just because the danger is gone. It lingers. It echoes. But with every step forward, every time you choose to keep going, you take a little more power away from the past. You are not just what happened to you. You are more than that night. More than those years. More than their cruelty. You are a survivor. And survivors can rise, even when they are still shaking.
Your support keeps these stories alive. If this helped you, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.